When you use heavy jargon, you don't sound smart to them, you just make them feel dumb. Have you ever stood in front of the class, passionately explained a brilliant high level business concept, and then looked at your students only to see completely blank stares? You ask, did everyone understand that? And then 60 heads nod in silence. But you know deep down that not a single one of them actually understand a word you just said. Most professors react to this by just repeating the exact same textbook definition, maybe a little louder and a little slower, but the problem isn't their hearing, the problem is your vocabulary. Indian academia has a massive addiction to heavy jargon. We think using complex words makes us sound authoritative, but I'm going to give you the brutal truth about teaching Gen Z. When you use heavy jargon, you don't sound smart to them, you just make them feel dumb. And the moment a 20-year-old feels dumb in your classroom, they will pull out their phone and mentally check out. In this video, I'm going to show you a framework called the ELI5 method. That is, explain like I am a 5. It will completely eliminate the blank stare and make you the most engaging professor on the campus. Let's look at how most of us were taught to teach. You open the textbook, you write a massive paragraph on the board, and you read it out loud. For example, if you're teaching a complex financial metric like return on capital employed or ROCE, you might say it is a financial ratio that indicates how efficiently a company is using its capital to generate profits. Technically, that is 100% correct. Practically, it's useless to a student hearing it for the first time. They have no mental anchor for those words. They don't know what capital feels like in the real world. If they have to memorize a definition just to pass the exam, they will forget it the moment they walk out of their classroom. In a corporate world, nobody gets paid to recite textbook definitions. They get paid to understand how the machine actually works. We have to stop teaching the dictionary and start teaching the logic. This is where we use ELI5, that is, explain like I'm 5. Before you ever touch the textbook definition, you must explain them the core concept using something the student interacts with us every single day. Let's take the same finance metric ROCE. Instead of starting with the corporate definition, start a local tea stall. Walk into the classroom and ask, imagine you open a chai tapri, you buy the stove, you buy the tea leaves and the cups for rupees 10,000. At the end of the month, after paying everything, you made 2,000 in pure profit. That means for every 100 rupees you put into the stall, you get 20 rupees back. That is your return on capital employed. Now, what happens if we open a second stall? Or if you're teaching supply chain logistics? Don't start with the global shipping routes. Start by asking them how a Swiggy delivery partner manages to pick up a hot order and navigate through a heavy traffic to deliver it under 20 minutes without the food getting cold. You build the bridge, you take the heavy, boring corporate theory and you anchor it to a tapri, a Swiggy route or a trending startup. Now here's a secret that separates average teachers from top tier corporate mentors. Some professors are afraid to use this method. They think, if I talk about a tea stall, won't I sound unprofessional? I'm supposed to be teaching MBA students, not 5-year-olds. This is a massive misconception. If you sit in a boardroom with the best CEOs and data analysts in the world, you will notice something fascinating. The smartest people in the room, they never use heavy jargon. They use simple, sharp, clear analogies. Using complex words is a sign that you are hiding behind the textbook. Being able to explain a complex algorithmic model using a simple everyday example is the ultimate flex of authority. It proves that you don't just remember the concept, you actually mastered it. So in your next lecture, you use these 2 steps. Step number 1, explain the concept using ELI5 method. Use a local business, a relatable app or a daily habit. Get them to nod their heads because they understand the logic. Step number 2, once they understand the logic, then you give them the textbook definition. Say, by the way, that Swiggy route optimization we just talked about, in the corporate world, they call this that. Suddenly, the heavy jargon isn't scary anymore, it just becomes a label for something they already understand. When you use the ELI5 method, the blank stares disappear, your students start leaning in, participating and actually respecting your real world knowledge. You stop being a human textbook and you become a highly valued mentor. Try this in your very next lecture, pick your hardest topic and break it down to a tapri level. If you want more corporate focus, zero friction teaching hacks to upgrade your classroom, hit subscribe. We are building the Analyticall faculty launch right here. And I'll see you soon in the next video.